Hey everybody, this is Rebel Builder with a Rogue One, a Star Wars story set review. This is the AT-ST Walker, also known as the All-Terrain Scout Transport. This is set number 75153, has 449 pieces and 3 minifigures. Now they've had a few iterations of the AT-ST over the years, and they've never quite lived up, and I think this time they finally nailed it. So let's look at some of the features of this thing. Let's take a good look at the minifigures, and I'll give my overall thoughts at the end of the video. We'll start with the legs and we'll look at the feet here. Really cool design with these sloping wedge plates. They've got stickers here. I would have liked to have maybe seen some parts in there, but overall that works. One of my favorite things about the legs is this piece here. This is on kind of a round joint, so this thing kind of flops around a little bit, but I feel like that's a really cool looking joint. That's something that is very reminiscent of what we've seen in the movie so far. And all of the Technic pieces really do add to the look of what this thing should be, you know, something very mechanical, moving around and stuff. And we have these joint pieces here. So these pivot here, you can see, you know, these dark bluish gray and light bluish gray joints here. But really that's the only place the legs move. They don't pivot here and they don't pivot down here. So that is one kind of drawback, that it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility for positioning the legs in different positions. But despite the top sections of the legs not moving around, you can see with the gear pieces, you know, the different techniques they use, it really does have a great look. And the main movement function here of the set is going to be here in the back. And this is very familiar if you have any of the previous AT-ST sets. But we have some Technic gears inside of here, and we have this knob on the back. So just turning this guy turns and pivots the head. Really cool design, you know, nothing new, but I do like how they added that. A really cool look to the front main cannon here, and you can also see there's some spring-loaded shooters tucked inside of there. And to fire those off, they did this clever mechanism. You can see these cones sticking out the back. So if you just push on these, it shoots those up. Really a clever mechanism, and what that does is that triggers some round slopes in there, and they tag the back of those missiles and off they go. I think the detail they did on these side cannons both turned out really well. They're getting really creative with the different kind of parts that they use. You can see there's a little hammer inside of this side. My favorite aspect of this set is the front look here, how they created this slope here with the side panels. You know, that really gives it that distinctive look of the AT-ST, and really just really gave it the look it needed to. And also these panels here in the front, these do lift back so you can see inside of the cockpit that way. You can see in the back of the head here we have a bunch of Technic pieces, and that really lends to the look of the mechanics, you know, machinery in the back of the head. But really this does serve as a function, you know, this is all structural, holding the top of the head together. And some great greebles on the top, you know, there's these railings here and these cool vent pieces. And so this hatch lifts up, you know, the familiar round kind of tank hatch. And really to gain access to the AT-ST driver in the cockpit here, this whole section opens up. Now I pulled one side of the head off. You can see here, we've got this Technic joint here, and we've got this blue pin here. So this piece fits on here, and this pivots, so that allows it to bend and give it that angled shape. But you can get a really good look at the cockpit, the pilot seat here. There's a sticker here with a control panel, really kind of neat little green computer readouts. But only the one pilot fits in here. You know, that would be one thing that they don't have quite the room for 2 AT-ST drivers inside of here. And also here's another look at the spring-loaded missile firing mechanism. You can see there's some play here, and as I push on this, that shoots off the missile. Now let's start off the minifigures here with the AT-ST driver. He's got the kind of plain light bluish gray jumpsuit, a little detail printing on the back, and some detail on the front and the legs. You know, nothing too exciting. The coolest thing is his helmet. He's got the famous AT-ST driver helmet, and there's some really cool printed goggles on the top of the helmet there. And he also has an alternate face printing. He gets a little more serious once the rebels start messing with him. Now here is a Rebel Trooper. This guy's really cool. I like the detail on the torso. I like the mix of colors, some dark bluish gray, some brown, and some tan. They're adding this little detail to the end of the blaster just to give it a little more of a distinct look, but the coolest thing about this guy is the helmet. This is a really unique look to the helmet. We've seen it's similar to what we've seen on the Rebel troops at the Battle of Endor, but it's definitely different. It has a little different shape to it. Great detail that they added to this. Now here is the star minifigure of the set. This is Baze Malbus. This guy looks really cool in the trailer, and I love this minifigure. You know, a lot of times the blasters that we see in the Star Wars Lego sets are exaggerated, they're too big, but I would say this thing is about the size that we see in the trailer so far. This is a huge cannon. It's got this really cool cannon hooking onto this backpack. So this has to be one of the most powerful personal blasters we've seen in Star Wars so far. But this guy has some really unique printing on his legs. I like the lack of symmetry. I like how both sides are a little different, and really awesome printing there. I think this red is maybe supposed to be a little armor piece, but all this pouches and maybe ammunition or gear or whatever hanging on the front of him. He looks very formidable. I like the face printing there too, the little beard and the scar going on the side of his face. And as if he didn't look formidable enough before, he's got an alternate face print here where he's showing some teeth. He's really angry now, and with the size of this blaster in that backpack, I don't think you want to make this guy mad. I think they did a great job on this set. I really like what they do with the walkers lately. Did some great techniques of, you know, some detail on the legs, and I really like how they shaped the head, how they created the angles here in the front. You know, the little cannons. I like the little splashes of sand blue. So I think they did a great job on this set. If you're a fan of the ATDP or the ATRT that they've had, you know, size issues aside, I think you're really gonna like this set. So leave me your comments down below. I love having discussions with you guys about these sets. Thumbs up this video, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm always working hard on new videos. You don't want to miss out on those. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back soon.